I'm here in my Sherlock Holmes file, and I want to show you how you would go from getting this text in Illustrator to getting it into InDesign. There are two ways. One is more editable, and the other one is faster. Okay, so let's go back to Illustrator. Now, the faster way is this. You just select everything that you want to copy and paste in, and you hit Command-C, and then you go to InDesign and you hit Command-V, and it just pastes everything in. Super easy. Now you can continue editing. It's going to put it in as a group, although you are able to move individual pieces, so that's really convenient. But in general, it is a group. So now we have this grouped thing, very convenient. We can also even change the color of things here. I can change this to being the color that I want. If you select, let's see what happens when we select all of it. See, the reason why that's not ideal is because it just changed the magnifying glass to being one uniform color, which I don't want because it had all that great depth. So what you'd have to do is select each thing and change it by itself. Anyway, that's the easy, fast way. Then you would continue to design the rest of the cover how you saw fit. You could put the rest of the text, you would just type that directly into InDesign the way that you already know how, by dragging out. I'm going to hit the arrow button, hit W, so that way we can get out of preview mode. So we dragged out a text box, and now I'm going to write Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. I'm going to reference Illustrator to see what, oh, you know what, I don't even know if I can. I was going to check what typeface it is, but I can't because it's an object. But I can click the type letter, and since it's the last time I used the font, Illustrator is going to give it back to me. So let's say my typeface is this. I'm just going to copy that and paste it right here. First, let's select this. Now I can just paste it. And let's see if I can remember. There we go. That's it. The pasting didn't work, but it doesn't matter in the end. So now I'm going to make this bigger. Okay, so that's how we would get, let's hit W. That's how we would get this from Illustrator to InDesign the fast way. Now, let's talk about one other way that we can do it. Because let's say we decide that we want to make a different magnifying glass. Like I licensed another magnifying glass that I also thought was really cool. This one right here. And let's say that I change my mind and now I actually want this one to be my magnifying glass. So I copy and paste this over here. And obviously this will need to be resized. So I'm holding down Shift and Option to resize it towards the center. And what I love about that magnifying glass is that it is, it has some depth to it. So let's move this one out of the way. I did not get everything. Let's get everything. Let's do things the right way, not just the lazy way. I'm just going to move that guy out. This is why it's convenient to have the shape grouped. That way you can move it all together easily. So I'm actually going to hit Command-G to group that again. You could find that by going to Object, Ungroup, or Group. They're right near each other. So this is now grouped, and I'm going to find this guy. I'm going to make him a little bit smaller, and now we have a different magnifying glass. Now, if this was, see, now I've changed this, but it's not being reflected in InDesign, which means now I'm going to have to copy and paste it all over again. That's kind of a hassle. I'm going to delete this. Another way that you can get an Illustrator file into InDesign, and it's a little bit more roundabout, but in the long run, better. Let's delete the things we don't need. Goodbye, word. I guess I can just take you off of the, let's just delete you. We don't need you. So what I'm going to do now is hit File. I'm going to hit File, Save. And now in InDesign, let's hit W to get out of preview mode. I can go to File. Oh wait, Illustrator, what do you want? I need to save it. Okay, let's save that file. Now I'm going to go to InDesign. I'm going to go to File, Place. The shortcut is Command or Control D. I don't know why, but it is. Then we can go to find that file that you had just created, and we can just drop it right into InDesign, and it's linked to Illustrator. So now if I go back to Illustrator and I change my mind and I'm like, actually, I really prefer this guy. Ooh, I accidentally went into isolation mode. I was too excited and I double clicked when I only wanted to click once. Anyway, so I've put this one back and I'm going to hit Command S to save this again. And if I go to InDesign, you see that this has a little warning sign. That means that something's been changed. And it automatically updates. This bounding box is covering it, so I just have to move this red box to include it. And now, if I hit W, it looks the exact same, but it's a lot easier to make changes because now, instead of making changes to each thing individually, I can just go to InDesign, to Illustrator, let's say, and change it. I would just need to, put the right color in. Right now, I'm just choosing a random one. But so that is why, and let's hit save again. And if we go to InDesign, we can just update this again by hitting the yellow triangle, and everything just gets updated really easily if you place things from the original Illustrator file into InDesign. Copying and pasting is also fine, but this is just a little bit more correct.